So, one of the other things in my history of everything is when I found out Linux had live CDs, that was a really cool thing. I could run a whole operating system off of a CD without ever installing it. The other cool thing that I found later on down the road were gaming distros that were built into live DVDs or live CDs. So you could run like full multiplayer games or whatever from a CD. And there was a teacher I had in high school that had a stack of these DVDs burnt so that every other week, Friday or whatever, we could just like have a LAN party. And this was actually the particular one that he used. And I guess this was kind of my first introduction to Arch Linux, you could say, because I had been using Ubuntu-based stuff for quite a while. So, well, maybe it's kind of a lie that this was the first one. Because I was using Ultimate Edition for a little bit. It came with a bunch of iCandy at first and things like that. But it also had a Gamers Edition live CD. And depending on the version you got, it also had like a lighter version that was a smaller DVD that also had a smaller, lighter desktop environment to run. But he includes stuff for that, and he still updates his like mainline distro of Ultimate Edition. It used to be called Ubuntu Ultimate Edition, but like there was some little fluff going on with Ubuntu and saying, hey, that's ours, blah, 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 and yeah. So he kind of like nixed it, but he included a bunch of games in it and UIs for it for like gaming, including Zero AD, Mega Glass. Zero AD you've heard about from DistroTube probably if you watch his videos. Super Tux Kart, Warzone 2100, and that. So like there's a full list here. It included emulators, Visual Boy Advance, Mopin. Let's see, Play on Linux as well, and Wine were built in Wine Tricks. And this was before Steam was actually available as for Linux, that the dude created it. So this, again, you could run from a live DVD, and you would be able to play your games from there. To include, where was it? I know it's on here. Urban Terror. Somewhere in here. It's somewhere in the list, I'm pretty sure. I may have looked over it and not read it off. But you had a bunch of like first-person shooters, strategy games, including Free Civ, which is your Civilization clone. So it had games in just about every genre that you could cover, including economy management and tycoon type games. But yeah, that was kind of the one that I would use, and because most of my computers were lighter, when it was available, I went with the light edition because it was lighter. But it included a whole slew of stuff on it, and that was really cool, especially for people that were used to like, oh, you've got to install Windows, blah, 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 and then play your games. This came with games packed in already, and if you installed it, you had those games ready to go rip and roar onto a new PC. So, pretty novel thing and all that. And what? Let me see. Actually, he still keeps it somewhat up to date, it looks like. So it's got an auto build, maybe, that it builds with these games in it. So, for an idea of what Ultimate Edition looks like, it's your standard Linux desktop with Mate, and he created his own custom themes generally for each version, and I don't think he retroactively includes it, which the man should, honestly, is making sure to have all the previous versions. I haven't touched it in a while, which I'm thinking I might go back and touch it again. But the main one that was used for, like I said, by this particular teacher was this particular one. They have a GitHub, and it hasn't been updated in about 12 years. So it's kind of been here a while and hasn't been updated. And the website, like you try and go to it and it's pretty much down, which is kind of sad. So I have to go off of memory as to what it was. But it included chat clients like HexChat here, Mumble, and then a basic web browser, Polaris. Of course, you have your terminal and whatnot in the sidebar here. Wicked for your network management. I think that was, I don't remember what that would be, but you can see along both top and bottom bars because it's using OpenBox for its environment. Oh, it included a bunch of demo stuff, and I believe this was the one that included Postal 2 demo in it as well, which I think I want to touch on in a different one, is the Unreal stuff and how Unreal was looking at Linux gaming seriously, or Epic was for Unreal. But you had a couple of games like Mario, T-Worlds, World of Goo. It included demos for different games too. Your golf, your Tetris clone, your Breakout clone, Penguins, Chromium BS, Bullet Hell, Arachnotron. It was basically your light cycle racing game. Up the top here, Frets on Fire, Hedge Wars, Lin City, Mega Glest. What? Were you... Blah, 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 blah. Nexus. That's what it was. Oh, OpenTTD, Scorched Earth. Oh, Tuxcar, Urban Terror again. Oh, Warsaw, Warzone 2100, and so on. Wildlands, Wesnoth. And so it included a very basic environment, and then gave you a whole slew of games. And it was a pretty big download. And I don't even think... I've still got one of the DVDs from it, I believe, somewhere in a CD wallet. And it was just packed with stuff. And I don't think the download links are even available anymore. Let's go look at this review. Nope. But yeah. There are more live CD distros that have like games pre-packed in. Of course, they included the open source games because they could. Free software open source games are easy to get, easy to pack in, and no one's gonna like hammer you for including those in a package. Some of the demos might be okay. The developers of the games wouldn't be too miffed at it, I would think. But it's kind of sad to see that this is discontinued, being as it's based on Arch. It would be kind of fun to see another one pop up, or to figure out how to managing a distro so that it could be done. But yeah, that's kind of like the two main ones that I had experimented with. And basically what it was like back in like 2011 for a lot of like 2010, 2011 for Linux gaming, and the kind of stuff you could still get away with and do with it, because Urban Terror was still fun back then to play, and it's still a pretty good game that stands up. Even though the graphics may not be the most up to date, you can still have fun goofing off in the game. And these CDs came with games that you could just sit there and have fun with and enjoy with your friends without them having to go through the whole role of just having to install everything and making sure that they had the game. You could just hand them off a USB stick or a CD and they could just like pop it in, boot up, and go. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Algorithm really seems to like that, and it actually helps it get directly out to more people. And you can even join the chat and interact when I'm not online or what have you in Discord, Guilded, XMPP, and check out my streaming stuff. Links are all in the description places, and I will see you guys later.